Morning, students. Our today's topic is a poem, Go and Catch a Falling Star. The poem is written by metaphysical poet John Donne. This poem is included in the syllabus of BA Part First, Paper First. First of all, we will discuss about the poet John Donne. John Donne was born on 22nd January 1572 and he died on 31st March 1631. He was an English poet, scholar, soldier, and secretary. Under royal patronage, he was made Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral in London from 1621 to 1631. He is considered the preeminent representative of the metaphysical poets. His particular works are noted for their metaphysical and sensual style. His poetry includes sonnets, love poems, religious poems, Latin translations, epigrams, elegies, songs, and satires. He is also known for his sermons, his holy poems. Donne's style is characterized by abrupt opening and various paradoxes, ironies, and dislocations. His early career was marked by poetry that bore immense knowledge of English society, and he met that knowledge with sharp criticism. Another important theme in Donne's poetry is the idea of true religion, something that he spent much time considering and about which he often theorized. He wrote secular poems as well as erotic and love poems. He is particularly famous for his mastery of metaphysical conceits. Despite his great education and poetic talents, Donne lived in poverty for several years, relying heavily on wealthy friends. In 1601, Donne secretly married Annie Murray, with whom he had 12 children. In 1615, he was ordained deacon and then Anglican priest, although he did not want to take holy orders and only did so because the king ordered it. He also served as a member of parliament in 1601 and in 1614. Now, there is an introduction about the poem Go and Catch a Falling Star. Go and Catch a Falling Star was first published in 1633 in the volume Songs and Sonnets. It is a fantastic take on a traditional theme, women's supposedly inevitable infidelity. In the poem, a speaker tells a listener that he can look the whole world over, but finding a woman who will be faithful to him is about as unlikely as finding a mermaid or meeting the devil. The speaker directs a listener to do a number of impossible things, like to catch a falling star, to impregnate a mandrake root, or to find what happens to the time that has passed, or to discover who divided the devil's hoof into two parts. Finally, he asks him to discover the favorable wind that might push a truthful and faithful person onward. Although the poem is like a song, as its title also suggests, and its tone is light and frivolous, but it seems to endorse the misogynist belief that all women are unfaithful and should not be trusted. This is a traditional literary theme of Donne's time, that is, women's romantic infidelity. Using vivid images of magic and mystery, the speaker insists that a faithful woman is so hard to find. Donne has used alliteration in the poem. If we talk about figure of speech of the poem, and there is an extensive use of hyperbole also. Donne invents his own form in this poem. It was printed under the title of a song, and there is certainly a musical quality to the poem's shape. And like a song, this poem introduces a theme and then embellishes it. This poem uses 3 9-line stanzas, each with the same rhyme scheme and meter. 3-part structure allows the speaker to make a forceful argument. If we talk about the meter of the poem, the predominant meter in this poem is trochaic tetrameter. This means most of lines are made up of 4 feet, each with stressed syllable first, and that is followed by unstressed syllable. But this pattern has plenty of variation throughout the poem. And if we talk about the rhyme scheme of the poem, the rhyme scheme is AB, AB, CC, DD,